Hello everyone. Once again, you all are warm welcomed in your own channel Intensive Tutorial, and me Kiran Sinha ma'am is here, and today we are going to talk about a new chapter of Standard 6 Science, that is the world of living things. Students, we see several things such as plants, animals, insects, chair, book, car, soil, people around us. Many things we can observe in our surrounding. Do you think that these all are living things? No, na? No. Some of these are living and some of these are non-living. So I am going to share one picture with you. So observe this picture and you find out 5 living things and 5 non-living things from the picture. Got it? So if we look at the picture carefully, we can find elephant, squirrel, giraffe, cow, boy, bear and different type of plants. These all are living thing. But the fishing rod in the hand of boy, stones, water, air, clouds, sun, these all are non-living thing. So let us have a quick recap of the chapter. So first we will talk about the characteristics of the living thing. Got it? So first, respiration. First characteristic I am taking, respiration. Living things breathe in oxygen. Every living things, whether it is plant or animal, all living things need oxygen. Why they need oxygen? Because oxygen that enter in the body during the breathing help in breaking down of the food and consume to produce energy. So all living things need oxygen for the respiration so that energy is produced in their body. The second characteristic is growth. All living things show the characteristic of growth. They grow in size. So when it consumes food, growth begins from a single cell. Every living things grow from a single cell. And the cell grow, enlarge in size, then divide and form new cell. In this way, they reaches to the different stage of the life. Got it? The third characteristic of the living thing is response to stimuli. All the living thing responds to stimuli. So what is the response and what is the stimuli? Let us understand. Reacting to a change in the surrounding or in their atmosphere, external or internal, is called response. So reaction of a living thing to a change in the atmosphere or in their surrounding is called response. And a change around us that make the living thing to respond, that is called stimuli. As for example, mimosa plant, or you can see touch me not. The plant immediately close its leaf when we touch it. In this case, drooping of leaf is due to respond to stimuli. So sensation of touch is stimuli and drooping of leaf is response. Got it? Next characteristic is excretion. Got it? It means removal of the waste product from the body. In human beings and other animals, waste are removed from the body in the form of urine, sweat and solid waste material. All animals have a special organ for excretion such as kidney, gills and sweat glands. In plant removes waste product through stomata. In some plants, waste are given out in the form of thick fluid, that is called latex. The next characteristic of living being is reproduction. The ability of plant and animal to produce their young one like them is called reproduction. It is the unique characteristic of living organism. That is why continuity of life is maintained in the nature. Now let us see few important question answer from this chapter. Very first question, why do animals move around? The major reason for the animals to move from one place to another place are: number 1, in search of food for their survival; number 2, to protect themselves from their enemies; number 3, to get a suitable temperature for the reproduction; number 4, to get a perfect habitat to increase their survival rate; number 5 is in search of a better climate that suits for their body. Come to question number 2. Give an example of movement in plant. See, most of the plants are anchored in soil. Hence, they cannot move from one place to another place like animals. But they show other different type of movement, such as a stem of plant moves towards the sunlight, called phototropic movement, and the root of the plant grow downward in the soil, called geotropic movement. So phototropic movement, geotropic movement are the example of movement in plant. Next question, what are cells? Are all living things made up of cells? Cells are the structural and functional unit of life. All living things, large or small, plant or animal, are made up of cell. Body of most living things are made up of one cell, and they are called unicellular organism. So body of microorganism like amoeba, bacteria, these are made up of only one cell. Many other living things are made up of large number of cell. Their body is made up of large number of cell, and they form a large plant or large animal. These living things are known as multicellular organisms. Human beings, cat, dog, and other animals are multicellular organisms. Now come to next question. There are some growth in unicellular organisms. How do they grow? In unicellular organisms, they have colonial growth, है ना? They grow in colony, समूह में grow करते हैं by means of binary fission, because their body is made up of only one cell. So they have colonial growth by means of binary fission. Give an example of stimulus and response. If our hand touches the spiny leaves of cactus, we quickly withdraw our hand. In this situation, touching the spiny leaves of cactus is stimulus, and quick withdrawal of our hand is response to that stimulus. Like animal or human being, plant also respond to stimuli, such as mimosa plant. In mimosa plant, or commonly we can say it touch me not, which droop its leaf on being touched. Here touch is stimulus and drooping the leaves is called response. How are autotrophs different from heterotrophs? Autotrophs are organisms that can produce their own food from the substance available in their surroundings, such as water, carbon dioxide, using sunlight by the process of photosynthesis. As for example, green plants are autotrophs. But heterotrophs are the living organisms that cannot synthesize their own food. They always depends on other organisms like other plant and animals for their nutrition.